First of all, thank you everybody for joining us. Did you guys had a very good New Year? Yeah. Where did you guys go? It's good to be at home, right? I spent 2 weeks. I went back to China. I explored a little bit of China. I was very much impressed of China. They are moving so fast. So I lived China like 20 years ago. But I went back some time back, and this time actually I tried some new way to the cloud. For the first time, I take the train, the high-speed train from Shanghai to Beijing. Yeah, did you guys guess how fast, how long it take? 2,000 kilometers, 4 hours a little bit. That's amazing. Yeah, we used to always take a. When I used to work in Shanghai, we always take a plane that take 2 hours, and then you need to go to the airport and waiting and plus, well, that's essentially taking more time than the train. So much fast, yeah. So with the high speed train, you can connect the two cities, make them more closer. Anyway, back to our world, cloud native, AI. We need to learn as fast as the high speed train. Otherwise, you will be left behind. And also in the new world of the AI, I, I'm pretty sure I mentioned many times, if you're not leveraging the AI tools, you will be left behind. Okay, that's our passion. We started as a Kubernetes, but now we are shifting a little bit more focus on the AI. So I hope you guys enjoy what we organized the session to help you to learn faster, to grow stronger, and also, if you want to get certified, smart, you don't want to spend too much money. That's why I keep sharing all the learning tips, discount code to helping more people. Did you guys join any one of our groups? Make sure you guys join us, support us, okay? You are part of our largest group, even globally. So now I was always talking about we are running the largest Kubernetes cluster because we have 180,000 plus nodes. Okay. Did you guys join our Discord? So that's our new way to learn cloud, learn AI. People share their experiences. People share their discount code they find. Just join we encourage people, the community spirit, people helping people. So, and we also, from time to time, we have some awesome giveaways from our Discord platform. So right now, we are almost 2,600 members part of our Discord. So lots of other groups. If you haven't joined, please join us. We encourage people to take photos, to do LinkedIn posts, or if you are big fan on X or Blue Sky, Facebook, help us spread the news to helping more people. And you can download the photo, you can upload the photo, and you can leverage it to do LinkedIn posts. So tonight we got some real awesome topics, and our speakers actually fly all the way from three of our speakers from Indonesia. They flew here to do the sharing session. They are heavily using Kubernetes. So hopefully it's a great session for everyone to learn. So we got a Doddy, we got a Lukas and Restu. Three of them just arrived to do the sharing session. And the second topic is from one of our organizers, Siva. He was planning the session like a few months ago, but he was stuck in India last time, and the previous month, for some reason, he can't. We could not make it happen. This month, he will join us to talk about the AI-driven Kubernetes operations integrating with MCP. Anyone ever heard of MCP? You need at least know the name, okay? And as usual, we will do a quiz time. So you need to learn, You need to pay attention. We will test if you actually learn. The bottom, we will ask you to dance in the front, okay? But anyway, the top, we have some prize to give away. And last but not least, we take a group photo. Okay, I hope you guys are happy. Smile, take a group photo. It will be posted via our social platform, so everywhere can see. Okay, so our followers are from everywhere, more than 50 countries. I can't remember where are the countries. Yeah, people from everywhere follow us. So our mission, it's pretty simple. We just want to empower the community to learn faster, to get certified smarter, to grow stronger. Okay. Anyone never heard of our astronaut program? Never heard? It's our first community created certification program. We want to encourage more people to level up. So we need a nice title, a nice certificate to recognize those people. And we put them on the global map. You can filter by the countries. Where are the people from Singapore, from Australia? They are fully certified on AWS. This is purely for AWS community. And then we created an even higher tier program. It's called Cube Strong. You need to be fully certified on AWS plus fully certified on Kubernetes. That's like 27 exams, not a lot. Okay, then you will be part of our top club, Cube Strong Club. Globally, we already have like about 50 people fully certified across multi-cloud. That's where we encourage people to be multi-cloud ready. So the future, it's not the future, it's already. You see almost every customers, they are using multi-cloud. Okay, so it's very important. So one of the guy, Doddy is here. He's one of the very first golden cubes in Asia Pacific. So we are so happy to have him and his team to join us to do some sharing session. Our volunteers, we got Siva here, myself, and Fatima, she's away today. And we also have Han is here in the back. We are looking for more volunteers to help us. So think about the volunteer, what you need to do. You think, assuming you are organizing the event, what you need to do. You look into what you need to do to make it happen. Example, like you need to, we do take photos to encourage more people to join us. We share in the events. We find the right speakers. We talk to the attendees to make them feel at home, for example. Okay, there are lots of things we need volunteers to help us. Without volunteers, we can't make it happen. Okay, we also need sponsors. So example, like a Nutanix, not only sponsor us the space, also provide us food, drinks. So when you do the LinkedIn post, do tag Nutanix, tag us, okay, please. We want to keep the community continuous to run. So very important, we need your help to keep us running. We also have our long-term sponsor, Code Cloud. So far, they already supported our community members. Probably over a couple hundreds people got the free access from our community. So please, if you do, talk to your friends, encourage them to check it out. Potentially can help them level up faster. Talking about the Code Cloud, they give us a special discount. You can't find it from anywhere else. So I was always talking about the three different plans from our Code Cloud. You got the standard plan, you got the Pro, you also have the AI plan. I always compare it to when you fly. The standard is the economy class. Most of the time, it's good enough. It doesn't mean the business class can get you there faster. No way. Okay, same. You arrive at the same time, but you are paying a lot higher. So my personal, recommendation is just stick with the economy class. That's already good enough for you to get certified on Kubernetes, on some other cloud, Terraform, etc. Okay, use the special code. Even go to Code Cloud website, you can't get this discount like this. Anyone interested to join some industry events? I join some industry events. I don't want to spend too much money. So I managed to talk to some of the guys. Not everyone are willing to, give us some discount code. The first one, KubeCon, that's the flagship cloud native conference. They give us 30% off discount code. You just use that code, it will reduce the price. If you are interested, if you are heavily linked to the cloud native, so one of the big things is you want to networking is one of the big things. Join the conference and also learning, obviously. There are some other conferences, SUSECON. It's the first time we are collaborating them. They gave us 20% off code. And I was in the, I don't know what's the place. It's in Europe. Yeah. So special discount code 20% off. Google Cloud. Anyone go to Google Cloud next? That's April. $200 off. And the last but not least, the Siva Navigator. All of these are cloud native related, but even pretty much all of them are also heavily focused on AI. So very much relevant to our groups. So never pay full price. If you go to our website, you can find lots of the stuff I put together, like a founders pick, code cloud bundle, singles, events, books, some of the popular books. You can also find the special discount. Anyone hold of the Thrive One subscription? If you are heavily learning cloud native, learning all the Linux foundation stuff, they have a one bundle. You can learn anything, unlimited, 1 year. Previously, I never seen they give any discount. For the first time, they gave a 25% off, which is also pretty good. I personally thinking, do you really need 1 year? You probably only need 3 months. You do monthly, you can also get to 30% off. After 3 months, you finish your, target, you can cancel that. So there are always smart ways to help you to save money, on your journey, okay? Our price for tonight, as usual, we still have the Code Cloud 6 months access giveaway, but we need you guys to help us to spread the word. Okay, we need you guys to support us, like reacting, reposting our social posts. Okay, so if you're the winner, we need your help to help us spread the word. Okay, but you also need to pass the quiz. Okay, how to get to the top? You need to answer the question correctly and fast enough. It will be on the top. I've done enough talking, so let me introduce tonight's first topic. We have Doddy, we have Restu, we have Lukas. They are all from Indonesia. They will give us a very inside of talk, real world experiences, the microservices, Canary deployment in the DevSecOps pipeline powered by Service Mesh and the CELYNA. I believe that's the product they are building by themselves. Let's welcome them to the stage. Give them a round of applause.
Okay. Good evening. Okay, already. I'm Doddy Kristianto.
Here the screen because we have people join online.
All right, share first.
I think it's already right.
Not yet.
It's weird. Let's try doing it again, please. Stop sharing.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, right?
Okay, already. Nice. Okay, good evening all. I'm Kristianto from Telkomsel Indonesia, and I bring my team, Lukas, Septa, and Restu. So first of all, would like to thanks to Yongkang as a KSUG.AI leader and his team for helping us and giving us the opportunity for this showcase presentation today. So we're gonna bring the topic regarding the microservices Canary deployment in DevSecOps pipeline powered by Service Mesh and CELYNA. So this is a innovation that we made at Telkomsel, yeah, because we are as a cloud engineer at Telkomsel, yeah, to build and support the digital transformation since 2018. Okay, next. Yeah, so I would like to introduce our company profile first. Um, it's been 30 years, Telkomsel in the telco industry in Indonesia, and since 2018, Telkomsel start to perform digital transformation and transform from the telco company to the digital telco company. And as of now, Telkomsel has more than 150 million customer base across Indonesia and dominated with the prepaid customer around 95%. And there are more than 278,000 total base transceiver station network across Indonesia and support with the 4G and 5G network. So there are 9.8 million for the fixed customer base, and usually in Indonesia we call the IndiHome product, and there are 19K plus petabyte total data traffic in 2025. So to become as a beyond telco leaders in Indonesia, Telkomsel not only sell the connectivity services, but including also sell the digital services since 2018. Next. So to support the Telkomsel digital transformation, DevSecOps is an essential foundation for building the resilience digital application. And since 2021, Telkomsel already migrated some of the digital channel application like a Telkomsel, DigiPost, Digital Smart Care, and many more from our on-premise data center to the cloud region or public cloud. And DevSecOps we already use to achieve and leverage agile microservice application deployment on cloud. And as we know that DevSecOps has two main capability. The first is deliver agile microservices application and to secure microservice application on cloud. But for today's topic, so we're gonna focus on the first point, and my team Lukas will present for the advanced Canary deployment with the service mesh improvement capability and integrated to the CELYNA AI. Okay, please Lukas.
Yeah, thank you, Pak Doddy. So, as we know at Telkomsel, DevSecOps has become the backbone of our digital transformation. However, when it comes to application release, there is still a gap between the resilience we aim for and how Canary deployment are executed. Today, most of our traffic shifting is still happen at ALB level. On the surface, this approach look acceptable, but in practice, it exposes our digital channel to unnecessary infrastructure costs and revenue risk. So whenever we introduce new application version, we must first provision a new EC2 or VM instance to host the new version of the application. Only after the instance is up already and registered behind the ALB, we do the traffic shifting. At that point, the ALB split the traffic, typically 90% to the stable version and 10% to the Canary to testing the new version of the application. The challenge is that even to validate just 10% of the traffic, we still required to run and pay for full-size EC2 or VM instances. While the Canary is intended to be small and controlled, but in here, our deployment unit is remains large and not flexible. As a result, when application issue occurs and we need to adjust or a rollback release, it steps still incurs full infrastructure costs. So this is why our current ALB Canary release looks like simple, but it's introduced high infrastructure overhead, coarse grains control, and unnecessary revenue risk. So this is our improvement. So the improvement is on the way we deploy, not by changing the DevSecOps pipeline. Our pipeline remains the same. We still start from the service and manifest repositories, go through the same CI states, and go through the CD states, including the production Canary. So instead of shifting traffic at the instance level, we now shift the traffic at the pod level using the capabilities of service mesh. So each pod is injected by sidecar proxy, and the traffic routing is managed through virtual service and destination rules. This allow us to route the traffic precisely and gradually at the smallest deployment unit. As a result, we no longer need to spin up the new VM just to test the small changes or the small traffic. So its validation step become lighter, cheaper, and easier to adjust. So infrastructure costs become proportional to the traffic that being tested. Also, the blast radius becomes smaller, and the risk of delaying business value is reduced. In short, we move from the coarse grain ALB traffic shifting to the fine grain service mesh driven Canary deployment that align with DevSecOps principles. To take this one step further, we will leverage CELYNA AI to intelligently control the Canary process. Next, my colleague Restu will present the slide.
Okay, thank you, Lukas. So let's continue. Okay, so on this slide, we will focus on how the CELYNA AI will help us to automatically doing the Canary deployment. Okay, so the CELYNA AI will help us to monitor the health check based on the success rate and also the logs from application. So we do a strict rule with the success rate. So it must above 99.9%, and there is no error major log from the application. So if we meet that condition, the CELYNA AI will help us to increase the weight to the new application. Okay, so the weight control also will be doing gradually. So we have 3 sessions here. So our first deployment is on 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. So current condition, we do the one-shot deployment where we deploy all the 100% data to the new application. But with this innovation, we can do this step by step. Let's say on the first session, we can set this to 10% traffic. And then we do the monitoring using CELYNA AI. If the conditions still met, the success rate doesn't downgrade, and there is no error log, we will continue on the peak time first, on the 5 a.m. until 11, sorry, until 8 a.m. Because in Indonesia, we have 3 region time, yeah. So we do here in 5 a.m. So if there is no error occur, we will increase the traffic into the 50%. And then on the peak time, second period, on the 12 p.m. until 4 p.m., we will increase that to 100%. So we don't do this manually. We automate using CELYNA AI. So the deployment will be smoothly and we can maintain gradually. Okay, so this slide summarizes the business impact of our approach. So the first one is revenue protection. So we maintain the service availability because we use the Canary deployment. So our service will be always ready because even the new version having issue, we still have the application in the old version that still still up. And then the second one is faster time to market. We can deploy 3 times more frequently without increasing risk. And then resilience and reliability, because when the success rate decrease and there is some issue occur, we can automatically roll back using the CELYNA AI. Okay, and finally, proactive risk mitigation. So error can be detected early on small portion of a traffic. Okay, overall, this approach shifts us from manual operation to automated policy-driven resilience. Okay, I think, sorry, there's from us. Thank you.
Thank you, Lukas and Restu. So, is there any Q&A session? Or if you have any questions, please. Thank you.
So CELYNA AI monitors all your logs, and if there are errors, it will roll back.
Yeah, it has that feature also. And about the traffic weighting is configurable, so we can set it our time that we are yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
How to measure success? Let's say
yeah.
the new version. How do you know the version is good?
Yeah. As mentioned by Restu previously, yeah, CELYNA AI will maintain the success rate. So we can connect or integrate to the success rate API that ITOC monitoring for the observability. We have database for that. And CELYNA AI will integrate to the API and will feeding the data. If let's say there is a success degrade due to the deployment of the new version of application, then he will analyze. He will analyze and learning and provide the decision. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you know whether the new version is Telkomsel more material?
Yeah, for the new version, CELYNA AI will register to the database first, yeah, and we identify and define first. And for sure, we define also on the virtual service of the service mesh to define whether this is the old version or new version. Yeah. 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 Indonesia Barat, Indonesia Timur, and Indonesia Tengah. Mid of Indonesia. 1 hour. Like for example, in Papua or Irian is 2 hours behind West Indonesia Barat. Yeah, Jakarta. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, is it sitting inside your Kubernetes area or is it outside?
For agentic AI outside, but integrate to the Kube API server. Yeah.
So what and ask like how are you measuring the success? So what actually you're tracking, how much amount of traffic is served by the new version, how much amount of traffic is served by the old version,
Yeah.
whether there are any errors,
Yeah.
any issues,
Any issue.
warning,
Yeah.
are you taking those in success criteria that there are more error
When there are issues, go back. How are you deciding it? That is the time to go back.
Yeah, first of all, yeah, we define on the virtual service inside the service mesh in the YAML manifest, so we can configure for the old version and new version, right? So the weighting, so we can put the 10%, let's say, on the new version, and the old version is 90%. So as long as we can connect and integrate to the Kubi API server, let's say CELYNA AI can integrate to the Kubi API server, we can manipulate or we can modify the weighting of the YAML manifest inside the Kubernetes.
I saw that three agent.
Yeah.
Are they executing sequential? Are they executing parallel? How the decision do you make?
Sequential. Now is sequential. Can be a parallel for another use case, perhaps. Yeah. Can be parallel. But now for this use case is sequential. Yeah.
Instead of setting up a new node, you're doing the quad redirection.
Mm-mm.
So that's what you're saying. But what if you do need a big node because the load is very high? When you do need a new node completely, so does Linear can also scale that? So currently, the way you're splitting the thing,
Yeah.
the whole use case is all about you don't want to spin up a new node, right?
Yeah.
Right, and you're just redirecting to a pod.
Yeah, only pod or container. Yes, correct.
Can it also scale to, but when you do need a new node completely, right? Because for whatever reasons, that particular node where the nodes that cluster has a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can it also handle the new node?
Yeah, of course we can. Yeah, yeah, because the point is why we made this. Yeah, because previously Telkomsel for the microservices deployment. If there is a release for the new service of the application, let's say requirement from the marketing team or sales team, only one shot for 100% release. So 100% workload, 100% traffic from the ALB, let's say, right? So if, let's say, there is something wrong inside the code of the application or service, so it will impact for the application or service, right? And impact it also for the loss revenue. And it will be bigger. Then we try to use the solution. Try for small, yeah, small population, small traffic. We evaluate on every peak season, right? In Indonesia, there are 3 peak season. So if let's say there is an error found, then CELYNA will decide. Of course, we monitor also, right? So the concept like that. But this is not yet massive implementation at Telkomsel. Still in the CELYNA already massive for the mission critical application and high revenue generator. But this concept end-to-end service mesh with the CELYNA only for one application on products. So if this is successful, then we can scale.
Is it working as a executing as a function as a service?
Yeah, we are using, because the biggest cloud now is from AWS, so we're using Lambda serverless function of service. Yeah.
So then, if you are running this agentic AI as a function service, how are you maintaining the context?
Yeah, we are using the LangGraph, right? And about the context, we are using the RAG, right? But currently, when we are not do the learning for the using the machine learning, right? This is only using the RAG, but the output still okay. But if there is we have a more complex logic and the use case, I think we can use for the machine learning also.
What is your storage layer?
Sorry?
Your storage layer.
Storage layer. Because we are using the AWS, so we keep this on the Postgre database. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anything else? Yeah. But actually, yeah, if I can answer your question, so yeah, perhaps because there is one person that developed the agentic AI using the Lanka, but yeah, please, you can ask me.
Outside of the control plane, that the network with the API.
Yes, correct.
Of the example, said it's the rack. Sorry for the context. I think it's the rack or I mean, like,
Yeah, I get it. But I think we cannot answer for that because my engineer team not coming here. So the detail is on him, right? So I think on the next session on the online, so we can answer. Yeah. The name is Dwiki. So on the previous KSUG.AI Europe online, so Dwiki already present also about the CELYNA. Yeah. Yeah, but not detail. Yeah. Yeah, because this is our first version, yeah, because we don't want to interrupt the existing EKS Elastic Kubernetes Cluster and the services inside the. Sorry?
Which internet provider do you use?
Amazon Bedrock. Yeah. AWS, but it can be developed in any hyperscaler actually. But I don't know for the Huawei Cloud, yeah. Two years ago, we tried to test the Lambda for the Huawei Cloud, so limited function. So yeah,
If you try actually do the better job.
GPT, yeah, yeah, yeah. We already try for also for the OpenAI, not only the Bedrock, but because the cost of the Bedrock is cheaper, then we choose this Bedrock AWS. Okay. Any questions more? Okay, we can conclude. Okay, thank you very much for your questions and attention. Thank you.
Jadi stop.
Thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause again. Yeah. They are all the way, like 1.5 hours of flight here. Thank you. And that was a very insightful session. Yeah, sparked a lot of the conversations, lots of questions. Our next topic from Siva. He will talk about more interesting stuff. AI driven something I can't really remember.
Yeah, hi. Hi, everyone. Yeah, yeah, hi, everyone. Good evening. I am Siva, one of the organizer as well. Okay, so Happy New Year, everyone. Okay, so yeah, I have a very simple topic. So I think most of you are using Kubernetes. How many of you are using Kubernetes? Okay, so is it a local Kubernetes or cloud or? Okay, okay. So yeah, Kubernetes is not a new topic. Okay, it's been there forever. It's been there, and most of the like for those who have applications, containerized applications. If your application is containerized, most of them are migrating from maybe from on-premises or Dockerized applications to Kubernetes, which is a kind of one of the best orchestration tool to run your applications effectively. Okay, and again making use of infrastructure effectively to minimize the operational cost or capital expenses. Okay, so there are various approaches. You can deploy a Kubernetes on premises or a cloud, make use of a cloud. So various approaches available. Okay, so I am taking kind of a example with Azure Kubernetes services, which I am familiar. Okay, so and again, it is not anything related to my workplace. Okay, so it is all about knowledge base I would like to share. Okay, so MCP. So now it is a buzzword with most of these AI tools and technologies. And what is mainly used for MCP? So when you have an application to interact, it requires some API. So when you have multiple applications, it requires multiple APIs to interact and work on daily basis. So to avoid having multiple APIs, MCP works, it will automatically integrate with the, you don't need to manage those APIs separately when and then there is any upgrades or version change, whatever happen, right? So the MCP will take care and then interact uh, through APIs with the backend platforms. When you have a multiple tools like maybe creating a invites or sending mails or reading documents, multiple documents. So these are all required multiple APIs. So MCP is one of the tool which integrate with multiple APIs and then interact and then get the result. Okay, so that is main advantage of API MCP. So for today demonstration, I took mainly what is the need of MCP, and again Kubernetes, using Kubernetes. So Kubernetes itself is not the hard part. So everybody can deploy and manage with the available information, widely available information, especially from Kubernetes document itself. Okay, so but to manage in enterprise clusters, if you have multiple clusters in your organization and with a limited manpower, okay, and maybe not if in case you have an engineer with minimal experience, so this tool instead of, yeah, it requires some documentation to be followed. You need to keep reading documentation or maybe run books with internal run books and all, and engineer to be familiar with the commands as well to perform the daily operations or whatever operations deployed applications in the Kubernetes. Okay, so this one MCP is mainly, it helps engineer to manage infra or Kubernetes effectively with minimal knowledge. And again, he or she don't need to remember all the commands because it required a commands to be executed for each individual task. So engineer no need to remember every command. So that is where MCP comes into place. Okay. So yeah, it's a model context protocol and open source, and it connects with the external tools and data sources and then services in a secure and reusable way. Okay, so yeah, this is one of the main benefit, and AKS is, I'm choosing AKS because and again I'm AKS MCP and then again integrating with Azure Kubernetes services. So it works better way. That's where I'm choosing this platform. And this can be, you can use any platforms. It's not something AKS MCP. There are many MCP tools available. Every vendor has their own MCP tool. So, and again, it's kind of MCP is a kind of a bridge between AI tools like GitHub Copilot, and it will read natural language data from the user and convert and then interact with the platform and then get data this back to your screen. Okay, and yeah, why for Kubernetes operations? Why AI for Kubernetes operations? Again, as I mentioned, for operational complexity, when you have critical applications running, when there are any issues, and then if you have the engineer who is supporting the platform, maybe with minimal knowledge. Okay, so nowadays multitasking, right? Not everyone SME, no need, right? The tools with the tools available in current platforms, so no need to have a SME to manage your Kubernetes applications. So that's where AI helps engineer to handle any issues when and then there are any issues encounter. And then alert mechanism, yeah, alert. So and skill gaps, as I mentioned, so engineer no need to have a highly skilled. And when the critical system is goes down, maybe there every application there will be some SLA to meet, so to bring up with a minimal downtime, it helps. Okay. And yeah, this is uh, secure access and permissions. You can start with the read only mode, and once you are familiar, and then if you are seeing the tool functioning as expected in most of the time, then you can make it as a read write there are options available: read write, read only, and admin mode. So this MCP can be run in different modes. And what tools are available? So if you look at here, cluster management. So if you have multiple clusters in your subscription, if for instance, if I am referring to the cloud, so each organization may have multiple subscriptions, and each subscription maybe have multiple resource groups, and again multiple clusters running in the subscription. So in that scenario, from the tool, you can list out all available clusters from the subscription, and and uh, and again fix or operate those available clusters with the tool. So kind of listing all the clusters, listing all the maybe running number of what are all the node pool size, capacity, where are all these, where are the cluster is deployed, what are available resources within the cluster. So these are all operations can be managed with the tools. And networking, so you can list out what is the configured VNet, and what are all the configured network security groups defined, and what are all the rules, yeah, inbound or outbound, whatever are all these policies can be fetched from the tool. And compute, yeah, it supports from the VM scale set, it fetch all available VM scale set, and then a list of compatible or supportable VM instance size based on the region, because some instances may be not available in certain regions. So it will list down all the available instance compatible, and then whatever running node pools within the clusters. All these uh, uh, helps. I can say it fetch. And monitoring. If there are any alerts or incidents or events, it also can be retrievable. Okay, so yeah, likewise there are few more. And a quick demo, I have a cluster deployed, and then Azure CLI is installed and then authenticated with the cloud, and then yeah, AKS MCP server is running, and then AI client, I'm using a GitHub Copilot with authenticated Copilot, and then access mode is read only or read write access. Okay, so I'm in this example, I'm using a Visual Studio Code, and then if you look at the extension Azure Kubernetes services, when you have extension added within the Visual Studio Code, there is an option to, if you select Control Shift P, you can see the list of available resources there. You can choose AKS setup MCP server, and then it will automatically start. So, and then again, you can list down the number of, or list down the servers available, and then again, start the server. So once the server is started, if you look at here, this has connected, and then state become a running. If you look at here. So likewise, you configure add-on Kubernetes services within Visual Studio Code, and then configure the AKS MCP, which is locally. It is not remote. So there are two types available. So it can be a remote, maybe which may be in the cloud, or the MCP server running outside of this infra. So in an enterprise, you don't need to have a multiple servers, right? So if you have an MCP server is already existed, you can make use of it. Or if the server is running in the cloud, you can make use of it. You don't need to have a separate MCP server to perform these operations. Okay. And yeah, kind of a uses. Here are some of the examples how you can operate. So as I mentioned, an engineer need not to remember the kubectl commands. So if in case once the authenticated with the appropriate credentials where the cluster is running. So if you look at here, list all my AKS clusters in, list all AKS clusters in my subscription. Okay, so when you authenticate, you anyway set the one specific subscription. So with this simple human readable language, it will fetch list of running clusters in the subscription. And what are all the network configuration configured for the cluster. So likewise, it supports some of the like a control plane operations, network operations, compute operations. What are all compatible operations? You can just fetch the details with a simple human readable language. You don't need to memorize the commands. So that is the one of the major advantage making use of this integrating MCP with the Kubernetes and then perform operations. It is not only just day-to-day operations. It supports you to automate deploying clusters, deploying applications. Okay, so these are all administrative works can be done using this integration. Okay, so yeah, as a best practice, start with the read-only mode, because sometimes when there are any critical applications, systems are running, it may accidentally, right? It is all about sometimes it may be out of control, and if in case anything happen, to avoid minimize the overall impact. So starts with read-only mode, and then understand how the tool is functioning before you make it a read write or admin mode. So that is a best practice. And then enable least privilege. When you're authenticating the cluster, start with the least privileged mode. So, and then once you're validated thoroughly and when you see if it is working, then yeah, maybe you can log in with the high privileged access account. And then yeah, use telemetry or logs mechanism to manage what are all the actions, agent actions, and for a debugging purpose. If in case anything went wrong, we can see why it is, what happened. Suppose if when you say deploy an application, if in case it deleted an application, then you can track what happened. So, and yeah, iterate prompt helps to refine output and add a clarity to what you want to AI to do. Okay, so these are some of the best practices. And business value. What is the value by adopting this MCP in your organization? So faster MTR, like when there are any issues happen, and when you have a engineer with minimal knowledge, so with this tool can easily fix with the minimal downtime. Okay, so yeah, lower ops overhead. You don't need to have a highly skilled engineer, right? So definitely minimize the operational expenses as well. Okay, and then yeah, for safer automation. So these are all some of the value I can say ROI by adopting the tools within your enterprise. Definitely there. And yeah, I can say a key takeaway is MCP is a native AI operations, and AKS MCP brings AI Kubernetes operations, not only just administrative operations. It helps to automate the regular tasks, troubleshooting, like day-to-day administration works. So there are various benefits or functions which you can make use of using the tool. And then again, natural language, and it converts from natural language to real actions. So yeah, as I mentioned, engineer no need to have a highly skilled or memorize the commands. And again, it's ready for enterprise DevOps platform. You can integrate this tool in your DevOps tools to make use of maybe recurring, maybe whatever deployments or whatever. Okay, so let me quickly share the demo, a quick demo. So as I mentioned, I am using a Visual Studio Code. Okay, so as I said here, if you look at here, Azure Kubernetes services, select the Azure Kubernetes services, and then yeah, if you Control Shift P, maybe I can pass this. I just prepared it's a same line. I just prepared the document. So select this one and then Control Shift P, so you can see the prompt. Okay, so this one, I select this one, and I already started. Start oh, sorry. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So start this MCP server, which I have already started. And once it is started, you can see I have already authenticated with my to my Azure subscription, and also I have deployed Kubernetes clusters. So if I look at here, uh, get running clusters in my subscription, or list down, maybe, yeah, list down running clusters in my subscription. Okay, so as I mentioned, these are all human readable format, right? We are executing a command in a human readable format. So this is running in the GitHub Copilot command line. So if you look at here, I just said list out running Kubernetes clusters in my subscription. So this human readable language converted into a command, right? So do you see any technical difficulty to manage Kubernetes, though you don't have a proper, I can say, knowledge with the Kubernetes? You don't need to remind all these commands. Remember, you don't need to remember all these commands. If you just know what to do, right? So this AI or GitHub Copilot, it will convert the natural language into a command and then execute at the platform. So the platform is now Azure. So I'm just checking what are all the running clusters in my subscription, which is in the cloud. So now, do you see, it is displaying one cluster in my subscription. Now, let me perform some Kubernetes operation. Get get nodes in the cluster. So this is not a command. It is just a language which you speak with your colleague. All right, and a day to day. So do you see? This has converted into a appropriate command, which you don't need to remember. Just allow, it will fetch the nodes from the running cluster. Okay, so now I will, yeah, do you see? It also providing all available, maybe various available options as well, not just a single command. It will display, it will prompt you to get more details. Okay, so that is how the AKS MCP interact with the cloud and then available platform, whatever you are executing in a human readable language or natural language, I can say. Okay, so now what I will do, I will deploy a pod, an application, right? So to deploy an application, you need to at least to familiar with some YAML code to prepare a YAML file, okay? Or some command. Here in this case, you don't need to be familiar with the commands and all these parameters to define the YAML file in order to deploy an application. So let me deploy an application. Deploy maybe a demo application for MCP. Yeah. Maybe I may need to use an application name. Let us see how it fix, what it will fetch. And because it required some image to be fetched as well. So if you look at here, do you see? It is displaying, okay, it is still thinking to generate the appropriate command. So if I say deploy an Nginx application, then it will quickly fetch the image and then deploy the application with the minimal time. However, let us see how it will work. Do you see? It has prepared some YAML file. Let us see what exactly this one. Do you see? MCP demo. A namespace is created. It created a namespace and it's created a MCP demo app as a deployment, and it created a service and it created a config map, and finally it created an application. Do you see how many steps are involved in order to deploy an application? So in general, without a tool, you need to prepare all these YAML configuration files. How long it will take for you to prepare these files first and then validate. There may be many syntax issues come across as well. So maybe at least an hour, right? This one in a minute, in a maybe few minutes. So that is the value of integrating or adopting. Thank you. These tools in your enterprise organizations to manage with the Kubernetes operations with a minimal manpower as well as minimal manpower, I can say, and effectively manage the infrastructure without any much downtime. So you can met SLAs, all these. So overall, there will be a business value, right? You can save the cost by having a less experienced engineer or and fixing any critical issues with minimal downtime, and then automate daily operations with the tool, right? So there are various benefits. I think, there are many. So let me display the running pods. So I am fetching the pods running in this deployment. Do you see? Is this appropriate? Yes, looks like. Do you see? I did say MCP demo app name, pod running with this app name. Okay, so it has connected with the platform and then analyzed the infrastructure and then displaying the appropriate command for you to run. Do you see? So there are three pods are running. Let us scale this application. I can say let us scale with few more nodes. Okay, so scale Yakki scale MCP demo to 5 replicas. So what I said, I asked scale MCP demo app to 5 replicas. Do you see? It is generated a appropriate command and then prompting you to allow. So which is a least privileged mode. So it will not, or I can say, the way we are executing to prompt what to run. In stuff, it will take action on its own. Okay, so always advisable to operate this way so that you can read and understand what exactly it is performing. Sometimes it may fetch a wrong command as well. Instead of increasing, it may decrease sometimes. So always recommended to read the command and then allow the operation. Okay, do you see? It is prompting to, now it has increased the replica count to 5 and also getting the all the pods, number of pods running here. Make sense? Yeah, I think, there are various, whatever I can say platform currently supporting, you can perform all these compatible commands, or I can say operations. So yeah, I think that is all about my demo. And any questions? Okay, as I mentioned, so this is, I have deployed locally in my Visual Studio Code. If it is deployed in the Azure, I think it's open source. There is no charge for deploying MCP. But so where I am running, these are all the operations I am executing in a GitHub Copilot. So where, if in case you have a free subscription, maybe it may not fetch with a minimum. It may take some time, or maybe sometimes may go wrong. If you have a paid subscription, I could see there will be a more accurate operations, right? So I think I would see we may need to pay for the maybe a Copilot or a GitHub Copilot subscription. But MCP tool is a totally open source and it is free. And yeah, it's a cloud native application and it's free. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't explored. I'm exploring in this application as well. So I'm familiar with the Visual Studio Code. Just I'm making use of that one now. Yeah. Come again? It is yeah. Sure. Yeah. So as I mentioned, so here AKS MCP. So here you can change a read-only mode, read-write mode, admin mode. So various uh, locally. Correct.
And there's something called as a HTTP stream. Like I can run it as a cluster anywhere, the same cluster, and if they properly connected, all you can verify is
Yeah. So as I mentioned, there are two options available. You can run your MCP locally or remote. So there you can change the configuration code where your MCP is connecting. Yeah. Any more questions? Okay. So Kubernetes is an orchestration tool. If you have an application which is containerized. Suppose if it is not containerized, if in case you want to deploy an application, maybe web application, you need to have a server, and it required some X amount of CPU memory, right? If you deploy an application, maybe you can only use that VM for a specific task, right? And when you have application is containerized, or I can say microservice, hope you have heard. So if you have microservices, containerized applications, instead of running one application in a specific VM, okay, so you can run maybe by creating the Kubernetes cluster, add the VM which you have as a node in the cluster, and then make use of for deploying for multiple applications. So you don't need to have a I can say a monolithic versus I can say microservices. When you have monolithic, you need to have a one-to-one one application required one VM. When it comes to the microservices, you don't need to really have a one application, one VM. You can run multiple applications in a single VM. So eventually you save overall cost, and nowadays, right, green energy or whatever. So these are all energy consumption. All these benefits are there, making use of the Kubernetes orchestration tool. Kubernetes, it's an orchestration tool. If in case you want to deploy an application on the generic VM, and you may be deployed with X amount of 4 GB memory, 2 CPU, right? When there is a demand growing, you need to increase the compute resources in the VM. If it is a VM, maybe you can increase with very minimal time. If it is running on a physical server, procuring the compute resources is not troublesome, takes time, right? So whereas in the microservices, it is not the way. So these are all can be manageable with the available platforms in either cloud or on-premises with the VMs, and then increase or increase your application, I can say, to support for your usage, right? So these are all scalable again, orchestration, scalable, highly available. So these are all multiple benefits for making use of Kubernetes. Yeah. Azure. Uh-huh. Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, you can use Azure functions, or yeah. So even there are other clouds supports the similar platforms as well. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all from my end. Thank you all for joining your evening. Before you leave for the day, let's have one photo. Okay, thank you. Let's gather. Yeah, I will hand over to Ankang to complete with, I can say, closing. Uh, oh, sorry. We have a quiz and some prizes as well. Sorry. So.
Thanks, Siva. Yeah, that was a very good session. From what I can see, is as long as you guys ask questions, That means you guys alone, you guys know what he is talking about. So next part, we want to test you guys. And we will have some really good swags. We don't really have anything else like last time. You guys joined last time, we got a Confluent to bring some swag. And this time we don't have any other. But we do have a two code cloud access, 6 months also like a 200 plus US dollars, pretty good. Okay, let me share my screen and then, okay, can you guys see my screen? Yeah, it's the second time we try this. Let's see if it works, okay? Before that, did you guys join our Discord? Okay, one of the code cloud access will draw from a Discord, okay? I encourage you guys to join, okay? And once you guys scan this, we will start the Slido. We will test you guys. We got two giveaway, two code cloud access, and one will draw from a Discord, okay? Are we ready? So once you guys ready, I invite Han. He's one of our volunteer. He will run through the quiz. Okay? Are you guys ready? Okay, I see still scan the QR code. Yeah, it's a great place for you to ask questions, freely. Yeah, you can ask anything. Yeah, doesn't has to be Kubernetes. Okay, can be anything else. Life hacks or travel tips, anything. Okay, Han, welcome. So we're going to start.
So I'm gonna be starting the quiz. You can scan the QR code and then join the quiz session. Sorry, I will try again. Right, is there anyone left to join the quiz? All right, I'm gonna be starting the quiz right now. So the first one is and stop. So yeah, that's the question and answer. And the next one, all right. All right, and this is the answer for this question. And for the third question, all right, here we are. And the fourth question is, all right, for the answer is automatic circuit breaking. All right. All right, here we are. And the answer is detecting anomalies on small traffic. And for the next question. Right, this time stop. All right, the answer is Copilot agent mode. Yeah, we are on the halfway, and all right, the answer is Kubernetes. The next question, what does should indicate? All right. All right, the answer is, yeah, container rapidly exists. And for the next question. And here we are. The answer is all right. I thought we only left 5 questions. It's only 10 seconds. Yeah. And the answer is, yeah. And the answer is right, 62%. All right. For this question, the answer is, yeah, correct. And it's the cluster autoscaler behavior. 3, 2, 1. All right. The answer is right, systems. And comment checks your effective Kubernetes permissions in the current context. All right. Well, the answer is, yeah, guide this. Last but not least, the last question. Best practice to prevent the most from starving system hops. All right. So the answer is, all right, 70%. All right, here we are. Who is Cyril? Serial. Oh, sorry, Serial.
Man, you always wake up. Come over, yeah. But we don't have anything. You already have a cold cloud access. Oh? We need some. We need a community spirit. Yeah. But we do afford it. Rights. Yeah. Anyone want to help us take a photo? You do the LinkedIn post. Yeah, we can do so. Who is JH? Awesome. I think it's something we're doing. Yeah. I think the landscape is.
All right, and second winner is JH.
Congratulations. Congratulations. We need you to, send me message. Send me a link message so I can, get your success. Okay. But we also need you to help us. Okay.
All right, and the third winner is WS.
Serial is the winning giveaway is going to someone else.
So
We're gonna third. WS. Who is WS? Left.
Who is WS?
Who is WS?
Oh.
You? Are you sure? Come over here. Let's do a voting. Yeah. Okay. Do you need a code call access? Do you know what is code? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Otherwise, it's no space. Okay. So I can send me LinkedIn message. So I can the link probably request access. Okay. Congratulations again. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
Next one, February 11th. Same building, but not this floor. Okay.
Before Chinese New Year.
Yeah, that's before Chinese New Year. So Datadog office, level 10.
Or the others.
Same building. Okay. So let's do a group photo.